Welcome to the Thursday Night 9, your weekly hangout with the Amateur Players Tour. Join hosts Matt Mender and Matt Fegley as they dive into recaps, rules, and what's coming up next across the tour. It's by the players, for the players, and it all starts right now, live on the Thursday Night 9.
Fegley, how are you doing, my friends?
I am doing as good as can be.
There we go. Well, it's good to see you back. I know we've had about a month off on the Thursday Night 9. I think I was home for 72 hours. So it's good to be back in the whole month of May. I'm pretty sure something like that. We've been all over the country seeing a lot of our great members, and so it'll be fun to get back in the routine tonight. And I know you've been dealing with some stuff. We're glad to have you back as well.
Yep. Yeah, had some family stuff going on, just high level. I know a lot of folks probably know, but my father-in-law was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer back in late March, and he passed away a couple weeks ago. We had the funeral and have been doing all the fun family things that occurred during those times that all of us are eventually going to go through. So it was, funeral was good and everything was good. A lot of outpouring, a lot of support. So appreciate everybody. I know there's a couple other members out on tour as well that have been dealing with similar family situations. So obviously thoughts, prayers, our well wishes go with all those. And that's it, man. Gotta think about those things and move on.
I'm kind of looking around the corner tonight because my wife's a little late coming back from running errands, so it's a family show tonight. So if you see my little one running around or a random Bluey theme song or something, we're family. It's a family show tonight. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk a little bit tonight about FlightFlex. That's starting to kick in as we're just a little over a month. We're 5 weeks away from priority exemptions opening for the North American Championship. So it is going. So we've got a little bit at AC. We announced the course rotation, so we can go through that a little bit tonight. But more importantly, we'll start. We've got my good friend Eric Allen, who's the CEO of PDI, is here. Our friends at PDI. How are you doing tonight, Eric?
Good, great, and wonderful, Matt and Matt. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we're certainly excited to have you on. We've been teasing PDI on the live for a long time. Long time coming to it, talking about, looking at assessments of people that, show lead indicators. And it's not necessarily based on score, and that can help with accurate flight placement and things like forward teaser. But like, this is really awesome. And so it's exciting to get going with you. I know we had a bunch of our members take the self-assessment in May. We've got another promotion at some point. We'll get to that at some point tonight that you won't want to miss. But when we send out the email, we'll announce a winner of the entry into the North American Championship. Thanks to you guys at PDI. We had quite a few members take the self-assessment, and so we're excited for the partnership. And why don't you tell us a little bit your perspective about PDI and what you guys got going on over there?
Well, we're super proud and excited to be partnering with an innovative organization like Amateur Players Tour. Love how you're leaning into PDI. See the use of it in this situation for the purposes of the placement in the divisions, but more importantly, I think what you're leaning into in terms of a development tool that's really easily accessible. It fits you kind of wherever you are and helps you take steps. Part of the assessment gives you sort of a leveling and says, here are some really great exercises for you to work on. And I think the thing that differentiates PDI and why you guys have embraced it is it's a lot more holistic of an approach than just going to improve your golf swing. Everybody understands theoretically that there's more to it than that. Now, right. PDI is the way you can actually put it into practice. In particular, the physical aspects that unlock the capability to have better swings, get more distance, maintain your health and your composure, your back, your legs, your body. As you go through a round or 2 rounds or 3 rounds over the course of, some tournament days. And so Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see the embrace of a PDI by the APT crew over the last month as things have gotten started. So off to a great start, and I'm here to help keep things moving along.
Yeah, and I mean we've got to know each other over the last couple of years, and so we've been talking about all kinds of stuff for a long time. Excited to get the PDI partnership going. I'm watching Fegley's face as you're talking about the physical things that unlock things in your swing. And the only thing I could think about is Fegley and Jody both doing the hip bridge side by side to see who's going to fall first, and watching when we were all out in New York able to experience PDI together. I was really glad that I'd already been through it, and so I wasn't in that group of.
There's not much better for bonding than hamstring cramps at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That is fair.
So,
and then realizing how old you are, going, this shouldn't hurt. Like, I shouldn't be straining. Why am I straining?
Right. I love that Chris is in the chat going, can I not post photos to the chat? I know exactly what photo that is. We'll hold that one for blackmail at some point. Fegley did win. Jody's not in backstage yet, so we can say that Fegley, you did win the physical aspect of the
but Jody still hits the ball farther.
It's fair. But anyways, as you know, when we get into PDI, we challenge people to take a self-assessment. You can download the PDI app in the App Store. It's a free download. You can take the self-assessment completely for free. It gives you a good assessment. You get some stuff with Coach Pete. You can subscribe. It's what, $5 a month?
That's right.
$5 a month, $50 for an entire year, and it'll give you all things. I've got some great Christmas music going on over here. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
I heard something. I was like,
but we're just gonna keep going. It's a family show tonight. I'm like, where's my daughter? Oh, she's sitting in the other chair just rocking some Christmas music right now. So Christmas in July is coming early this year, guys. So you take self-assessment. I love the suggestions from Coach Pete, the drills, the different things you get just from that alone. Like, one of the things I love about PDI is you talk about it's a holistic approach, but it's also a timeless approach. Like, so many of these golf academies, they have their one thing that's for everybody. I was a Ledbetter student for a while, and I love David Ledbetter, but I went there and learned how to hinge my wrist like really fast. You know what I mean? And that was the move. Everybody did it. It didn't work for me. You know what I mean? I got worse. And so it was just not my swing. And so, the principles that build PDI are the same timeless things that you find in the PGA teaching manual. It's the 9-ball flight laws. It's understanding, not only how to swing the golf club, but how to move your body so you can swing the golf club. And so it's a really solid program. And I think the thing, Eric, if you want to talk a little bit about, it's powered by some people that have accomplished a lot of really cool things in the golf world. And so it's not some wannabe coach that's putting it together. I mean, Roger has accomplished so much, but, I think about like Chris, that was one of the top amateurs in the world. And so there's some significant tournament and playing excellence behind this program.
Yeah. The fundamentals of it are really rooted in exercise science and the expertise there that connects the function that your body is able to do to the form that makes for really great golf is rock solid. You can rest assured that what you're getting assigned for drills and challenges are based in some really smart stuff that's been cooked and recooked and updated over 30 years of coaching athletes at all kinds of different levels up to the highest level, including, as you mentioned, one of our guys on our team, Chris Nallen. He was a 4-time All-American at Arizona, also a coach there, assistant coach at Arizona. Excited for him and their team moving into the NCAA championships. Mm-hmm. The foundation, really, to get back to it, is that you need to unlock some capabilities. And it does take some work, and golf is not easy. And you need to treat it as something that's kind of a long-term development project. And what PDI gives you is some satisfaction from seeing improvement over a short amount of time that's leading to the real improvement, which you want is lower scores. But you treat it like a long-term kind of project. You put some work in on some things that are smart, that really are connected to your capabilities. You can see kind of where you're going, how you compare to others. Use it as something as both uh, motivation and encouragement of progress. So I think for any athlete at any age, it's something that's a smart way to go. And what you benefit from with our solution is you're seeing comparisons across thousands of athletes in ways that gives you something really concrete to say, here's where I am, here's where people in my cohort are, here's the progress I'm making. You can easily kind of make a prediction of how much better your scoring is going to be as these components of your capabilities improve.
Right. Well, I think it's really interesting because one of the things we hear a lot on tour, especially from our senior guys, is like, "Oh, I'm kind of where I'm at. I'm not going to get better. This is where I am." And I think PDI is one of the few programs that are out there that can really help you. Sorry, I've got Collinson right at my knee right now. So, but it's one of the few programs that can legitimately help any golfer of any age because of the physicality things. A lot of times with the seniors, gaining a little bit of flexibility will go a long way instead of trying to learn how to swing a club the way your body isn't really intended to do anymore. And so we're really excited about that aspect, and maybe talk a little bit about PDI started to gain a lot of steam with a lot of the D1 college programs and what you guys are doing in the junior space. You want to talk a little bit about kind of how PDI is working through some of the golf space, and then we can get back to amateur tours a little bit.
Yeah, the college programs, we've made it free for them. It's part of a mission to get the college coaches to be able to understand what PDI scores are and then use that as part of their junior recruiting approach, because it's a great predictor of performance. So some of the programs we've been working with include University of Oklahoma women, the University of Central Florida women, the Arizona men, Oregon men. We've been working with Eastern Carolina University for 4 years now. They've been doing PDIs a couple times a year for 4 years. We've done 100 different college programs, PDIs so far. So there's a pretty good recognition there. The path to having PDI be used globally, it relies on coaches in particular getting certified to keep the assessment consistent and comparable across any cohort anywhere in the world. So it's a really simple certification process where the coaches just learn the rules of giving the assessment so that integrity is there, so that it's, when the guys in the APT listening to this are being, encountering what you're doing with promotion and relegation and, what proper division, can kind of rest assured in the integrity of what a certified coach is doing to authenticate what you've experienced on a self-assessment level. So you try it out with the self-assessment, you see what it's all about. The coach gives you the official, and then you just keep on going from there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And on the APT side, and I'll let you jump in when you want to, Fegley, but we're kind of in the data gathering stage. We're gathering a lot of self-assessments. We're looking at different data points. A lot of our chapter owners are actually getting certified, and as part of the coach network, we're excited to do some of the coach guided assessments, which for those of you that are really trying to get better, it's a great opportunity to really understand your game and then get the right things to work on. I've been through lots of coaches. I've had great coaches, and so I don't have a bad thing to say about any of my coaches, but I will tell you that growing up, if you could have tied what I was working on with my swing to what I needed to be doing with my body at the same time, the results would have been better. You know what I mean? It's a really good development as you guys have brought this to the marketplace.
I got one other thing on that note,
yes,
Matt, which is, I don't think anybody thinks that the mental game in golf is important at all, right? You can just go out there and just pretty much whack the ball, don't even think about it, and nail it every time, right?
100% until you need to do something to win a tournament, and Matt, I'll let you speak to that as the competition committee chair that reviews scores. And we see some interesting things that happen in competition. When people have a one-shot lead with 3 holes to go,
Yes.
it becomes the wild, wild west a little bit sometimes.
Even full-grown adults are capable of major meltdowns.
Yes. Trying to limp home.
Correct. And just
Well, I
learn
mean,
how to win.
PDI is pretty unique in that we've tied in mental game coaching into a holistic assessment and development program. So our clinical sports psychologist has worked with athletes for a long time. Some of these things that you can gain just from taking the assessment are really helpful to think about. How could I improve my mental game? Like, what are some things that I could do? Here's one thing I could practice next week or next tournament, and see what kind of results you get from that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's really good. I think it's a great partnership for giving our members an opportunity that want to improve to have a really great resource to do so. Really excited about that. I love the assessment piece of it. And do we want to talk about the promotion yet, or do we want to make them sit around for a little longer?
They got to sit around.
Wow, Fegley's mean. He's been
Well,
gone.
I gotta jump in because when you guys were talking about the coaching aspect of it, be tough and honest with yourself when you're doing the self-assessment. Oh, I'm a 60, and you show up, and the coach is like, about 30.
Yeah, there were a few in the self-assessments that as we're going through and doing some data analysis on things, and we've had a lot of self-assessments. So the members that are taking advantage of it, everyone I've talked to that's taken it has loved it. So definitely takes available, for free when you download it. Download the app, and then there's obviously ability. $5 a month is, I guarantee you can get more out of the PDI app for your golf game than you can for going to Starbucks for the 12th time in a month.
It is. It's hard for us to be really honest with ourselves. And the value, though, is if you're honest, actually, the worse you do on the self-assessment assigns easier drills and challenges to get started.
There you go. You get out to the range or do an exercise or whatever, and we're like, wait, I need to be doing this. I can't. I'm missing 4-footers. Why you got me working on 6-footers?
Yeah.
Right.
This is the opposite of a bar crawl. You want to actually crawl, then walk, then jog.
Exactly.
Yes. And it's good to be in that position as you develop and get there. And we've seen some guys do some crazy improvement in our tour, and so I'm excited to see how PDI assists that. But yeah, let's talk about the promotion, because I'm excited to see the regularity of the assessments. I think it's an interesting. I think we'll see some interesting data patterns and some really unique things as people improve quickly.
Well, we're excited by the first month's results, and I know you're going to announce a winner of that soon. I'm sure you're saving that till the very end. But what we noticed was there were a lot of people that got started, and what we want to encourage is actually using PDI as an effective practice tool. You may have heard this before, but research shows that the simple act of taking an assessment is really effective practice and leads to improvement, because it puts you into a game mode mindset. And if you consider your score something important, something that you want to improve, I mean, you're a golfer, you're competing in APT, obviously you do. So the taking the assessment and saying, okay, this last time I got 6 out of 12 putts. I am hell bent on getting 7 or 8, and putting your all into those 12 putts that are part of that assessment. And so that gets you sharp. And it's actually, it could be a good warm up. Some people do it as a warm up before a tournament, that it just kind of puts you into game mode, compete, each shot counts. PDI set up in a way that does that. It's not like you don't roll 4 3-foot putts in a row. You do a 3 and then a 10 and then a lag putt, 3, 10 lag putt from a different place. So it's really good for focus and sharpening. So our incentive prize goes to it will be a drawing among any APT player who completes 4 self-assessments from now until You say, Matt.
July 8th, when we open registration for the North American Championship.
So you got a little over 4 weeks to do 4 self-assessments, and that you'll see some trends, you'll see some info. It's going to help with APT's data gathering, and what the prize is going to be. We have a custom clubs business as part of our company, and we are going to offer a $2,500 custom clubs package to the winner, and they can choose what they want. We carry all the major brands. The custom club guys, if you're not following them on Instagram, they do some really sick videos about the custom clubs they're doing. They get like 400, 500,000 views. It's pretty cool. It's just interesting to see kind of how they're made, and you learn a lot about it. And so these guys, Wally and Louie, they'll work with you to do your order. If you're in our area, in the Connecticut area, we welcome you to come to our facility and do a club fitting there as part of it. If you want to fly in or make a trip out of it, we'd love to host you, show you the facility, maybe go through a PDI on site or something like that. I'll take you to dinner. We'll make a deal of it, but that's the core of the prize.
Well, very nice. As someone who's seen the custom club shop and know what you carry, that is a prize I know I can't win, but I would definitely want to win. Really cool place. I would recommend taking you guys up on that offer. We've got a really cool facility in Ridgefield, Connecticut. Why don't we take a minute? I want to, talk a little bit about, everything the PDI does in golf, because you're like, oh, there's the custom clubs business. And then, obviously, you have the performance center. And hold on a second, literally, I don't know what happened.
That was awesome. I was like,
my daughter straight up just reached up and turned the camera off. I was like, that's impressive.
She swiped left on you.
100% swiped left on me. So as long as she can keep learning how to swipe left for the next 20 years, we'll be in good shape. So train him early, right, Fegley?
Oh, Lordy.
But why don't you talk a little bit about kind of the business, portfolio that, PDI is a part of. And I think it gives a nice context to everything going on.
Cool. Yeah. The Ridgefield, Connecticut, as you mentioned, we're about an hour outside of New York City. And Roger Nick, the founder, has been coaching athletes in multiple sports. He used to coach athletes in hockey and baseball and running, track and field. Golf has become the specialty. He's at the top, PGA Pro certification level and all that. And in particular, though, we focus a lot on junior golfers, and in servicing the junior golfer market, there's been a lot of need among, in particular, parents to help navigate the junior golf landscape. So we built some tools and services around that. One of them is the Junior Golf Hub. We have our rankings. We're currently ranking over 75,000 players and covering over 7,000 tournaments. We have, with the Junior Golf Hub, it gives you college journey guidance advice. And that starts at the earliest level with anywhere from a 6 to 12, 13-year-old who a parent who's interested in what's this path going to be like, helping them understand how do you get started in an age-appropriate way for junior golfers in the competitive space. Like what's a good level to play? When are you ready to move on to the next level and start playing maybe in a little bit beyond your club or your local competitions? And then with covering 7,000 tournaments, we have them broken out into different types. So it kind of helps you figure out what your schedule might be at any level as you're growing through that path. So you could go to that regional level, you could get into the bigger national tournaments, you could go into, getting up to the AJGAs and kind of who are all those players? What do you do? And then we coach athletes at our Golf Performance Center, juniors in a after-school program, competitive, learn to compete, elite, and then adults who are members and take our special sauce is really in doing assessments and evaluations. So you start off with a really thorough evaluation of your the 5 elements of success that we look at. It includes your physical capabilities, your golf skills, your mental game, your desire to succeed. It includes nutrition and your coachability, and then kind of gets you into a program of developing all those. And then where this all comes together at sort of the most premium level is our Golf Performance Academy, which is a full-time student academy. We have athletes in Connecticut and in Port St. Lucie, Florida, who are full-time students, and our coaching staff is excellent. And it includes all those elements coaching on, including, like I mentioned, our sports psychologist, Dr. Brandt, coaching them on the mental game. And that could be 8th grade, 9th grade through senior year. We've been placing some athletes, or these athletes have been earning some really great spots at college, top college and university programs.
Nice. Lots of stuff going on. Like, obviously we understand the background. Summing it all up, the reason, APT is super excited to partner with PDI is we really appreciate your heart for development. One of the things that we talk about in the culture that we're trying to create in the amateur space is creating a culture where people want to get better. They want to improve through time, and then finding ways to help them do that as they're competing. And so it's really refreshing to see, another organization that's really focused on development. Fegley keeps laughing at me because
I pick up the background.
I'm watching a 2-year-old and being on a live, guys.
Dude.
We're trying to make it happen.
Been pretty good.
I'm impressed.
I'm trying not to mess Eric up, but because I'm laughing. Whoopsies.
Well, going back,
I know half the time you're laughing at me and half your time you're laughing with me. That's all good.
There you go. So what else we got to cover, Eric, on PDI, other than how to take the assessment again? So people.
Yeah. In the app stores, you're looking for an app called Golf PDI. And yeah, download it, just log in or create an account. Thank you. Very nice. Very good. Sign up, create an account, take a free first self-assessment. It'll walk you through all the elements. Then to take multiple assessments to do this prize that we're offering to do 4, you will need to get at least a month subscription to do that. And so give it a try, see what you think. You don't have to commit to a full year, do $5. You could win $2,500 in custom clubs. Not a bad return.
It's not a bad return at all. And so one of the things we saw in the comments earlier, I wanted to ask, and I know he was half joking when he said this, but he goes, I didn't know what my score meant. So can you give me a baseline?
Yeah.
Or everybody baseline. So if I wanted to play Division I golf and I'm taking a PDI assessment, what does my score need to be to make me interesting to college coaches?
Yeah, you're looking to be in the 70 and above index. Your top D1 athletes are going to be in the 80s, and a pro golfer on his or her A game could get up into the 90s. 100 would be if you achieved Tiger Woods's best scoring average over like 10 or 15 tournaments or something like that.
Right. So that self-assessment we saw with the D3 guy that got 100, we just need to throw that one out. I'm just kidding. It didn't actually happen, but
and we think, hey, don't be upset if your score is in the 30s. It's just where you are. It's it's a place to build from, and think it's stuff that you probably haven't worked on ever. Or, since you were, a teen, maybe playing a sport or something like that, and you actually did like focused workouts, so just consider it. Here I am, like in anything else that I plan to grow over some time. And I don't know, I'm going to play golf for the next 30 years. Why not get better at it?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and do things that are going to help you off the golf course as well. And that's the fun part about the physical side is, all of these things are gains, not just in golf, but they're gains in life as well. And so, Eric, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate the partnership. Excited we'll get the winner of the North American Championship entry announced. And I know Fegley's laughing. So we'll get that announced.
Are you going to get your daughter to announce the champ?
There we go.
She's to the point with words that she probably could. Like, I think it would have to be like a little fudge, so we won't do it this time, just because she only knows a couple names. Like,
it'd probably go to Chris.
There's
That's not fair.
Like, she's announcing and most likely be Chris. She loves her Uncle Chris, but But anyways, we'll get that announced here in the next couple of days. We'll send an email out to the membership announcing the new promotion with PDI, and we'll keep gathering data and work on some really cool things. And so appreciate you jumping on with us tonight, Eric, and we'll see you soon. I'm sure we'll see you again.
We are so happy to be partnering with you guys, excited about where we're headed. We welcome the feedback on all things PDI. We're just getting off the ground. We've really only been doing this kind of out in the market for a couple of years. So we'll take feedback and grow from it.
Well, absolutely. Well, we appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We'll see you.
See you guys.
Bye. Still got jingle bells going on in the background, Fegs.
Dude, when did go?
We were there in early December, if I remember.
Okay. I was like,
You
was
came
it
back for
December?
the Christmas party, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. It was December. I was sitting there and I was like, obviously, dude, the last 7 to 8 months, I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
I lost track of time over the last 60 to 90 days. It's like, whoa.
Right.
You know, I mean, the North American Championship, dude, we're a month away from sign-ups. What is going on? Uh-oh. That's right. Collins
Hold
can't
on.
handle.
Someone hit her head. Give me a second. Fegley, we're going to
no.
take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't judge. You're okay. You want to say hi? You say hi?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. We're going to commercial. Give me one
There we
second.
go.
I don't know what I'm doing. This is what I need Chris very
Where's
bad.
Chris?
We'll be right back.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there. Those two words are said by golfers all over the world as a sign of respect, a whisper of encouragement, a roar of support. It's what we say to our competitors, our loved ones, our heroes. It's what we say to ourselves.
Get there.
At Worldwide Golf, we're like you. We strive to improve our game, to elevate our standards, and transcend our limits. Our commitment is to the journey, to the tradition, and to the spirit of golf that unites us all. Since 1963, Worldwide Golf has been there to supply golfers with the equipment and apparel they need to drive their journeys forward. With over 100 retail locations spread across 10 retail brands and the best golf e-commerce websites, we have exactly what every golfer needs for however they choose to play. All of this done to help golfers who want to be their best get there. We are golfers, and we're here for golfers. We built a brand around evolving the game and having what you need to play your way, and it shows in every product we offer and every experience we provide. Our goal is singular, to help you get there. Though the game may change, our mission remains. To stand beside you, to grow with you, to celebrate every victory and learn from every shot. Worldwide Golf. Get there.
And we're back.
Hey, here we go.
There we go. I'm just waiting for Chris to jump in and be like, what are you doing? So we're excited. But let's talk a little bit about PDI. You and I both went through it. So
Yeah.
what was your favorite part of it? And what was the piece that was most intimidating at first? You had to get over.
Not having done a physical assessment in 25 or 30 years was pretty fun. But again, the assessment on that's pretty basic. It's just, it's checking on some things. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was kind of funny. You're like, wait, I got to do that. All right.
Right.
But no, that was good. The putting, getting your mind right was fun because it was like, what were those? They were like 10, 12 footers, right? With the different breaks and, it's like, got to make those. All right. But yeah, overall it was just a good experience. Like I said, the physical side was a little bit intimidating. that, but again, once you did it, you were like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. And then it was kind of funny to see the results. So like, oh, I'm not that bad and out of shape.
Yeah, no, you did good in the physical side. I was impressed. I thought the interesting piece, like the intimidating piece to me, was the ball flights. And I went to Golf Academy, so I did the classwork through the PJ teaching manual. And he starts talking. I'm like, they're going to want us to hit the 9 ball flights.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, you've got straight, medium, straight low, straight high, low draw, medium draw, high draw, and then low fade, medium fade, high fade. Hitting on his command. Most of us can't do that. Like, even good players can't do that. And so it's kind of weird when you're taking an assessment and like there's a limitation to what you're able, going in, there's a limitation to the club. So that was a little intimidating. And I think that could be intimidating for our guys, but shouldn't be. You know what I mean? There are half points now.
Well, and like you said, the majority of people miss those shots.
Right. But it's a good, but when you see those guys that get 90s, you're like, okay, they're really
okay.
Good.
Yeah.
And but you start to learn things. And I thought the physical assessment, like when we were doing it with you and Jody, it was super fun because Chris is like, well, I'm going to jump into the broad jump and let's see what we can do. And all of a sudden we're having broad jump competition in the basement of the gym, just having fun. And none of us were able to walk the next day, but that was fun.
And one important thing, when you're requested to hit a low right shot,
Fegley's got that one covered.
When you shank it, it doesn't count.
You had a little bit of problems in yours.
I pulled that off on one of them.
You're like high draw, Hazel rocket.
Whoops!
Like
too outside on that one.
That's like intending to go to Seattle and ending up in Miami.
Yep.
And I've been to both of those places in the last month. Just so you know, in case anybody's keeping track. We've been all over the country. We're having fun. But let's talk a little bit, and we'll transition into a little bit of our rules with the flight flex, because we've started to get some questions. And, it was this point last year where we just started to see promotions that we were just like, oh,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like brutal. And just listening to our member feedback about, staying in divisions that make sense for longer, finishing out player of the year, promoting at the right time. And we put in some rules of flight flex. We're starting to partner with PDI. There's more exciting things on the horizon there that we're looking in and studying data for. But, I was reminded today, I was watching one of our competitors, their promotion board, and another national player of the year leader got dinged by a decimal point. And I'm just like, I'm so glad we're not there anymore from a flight flex standpoint. I think our players have enjoyed it so far. I think, giving people the opportunity to get better from the middle to the end of a season, understanding that when somebody's played 55 tournament rounds with us,
right,
the decimal point isn't as important as the person that's only played one. And so, we've got this thing called the season-long flight flex. We're answering a ton of questions about it. So we appreciate you guys reaching out to us, emailing us. But, what's your favorite thing about the flight flex at this point?
Well, I was having a good discussion with one of the chapter owners yesterday or today about it. And the two things that I always look at, it's always the fun aspect. It's qualified and then, eligible, or you're eligible and then qualified, right?
Right.
So a lot of the way it's set up when you read the member's manual is, think of it from an eligibility standpoint. Like, these are the things that get you eligible for the flight flex, right? X amount of rounds, your index is at this X point, right? But then you have to look at the qualifications, right? And that can be viewed through the exception side of things, right? So for the competitive balance, we want to make sure that we're looking at it in its entirety and taking, there are certain players in certain circumstances where it's just like, due to a particular circumstance or other data or other information that we gather, it's like, man, I'm sorry, you do qualify for it, but we're just not going to allow the eligibility,
There's this whole idea that you still have to protect the field when there's
Right.
When there's evidence that you may be better than the division that you're in.
Right. Right. And so some of those things is as people look at it and go through those aspects is that's the two things. But again, overall, it's like it rewards longevity, right? It rewards playing. Don't not play golf.
Nothing worse than the guy who stopped playing on June 1st because his index is at 13.6 and he's like, I'm going to wait till nationals.
Right.
That is, just so you know, that's the easiest way to get moved.
Correct.
Easiest.
Correct. I mean, those are the important things. Is like we put the criteria based on how much you play, how much you've played overall, how much you've played during the year in particular, and how often you're playing. Right. Like we don't want to see big gaps. You know, are you playing consistent? All those fun things, right? That we want to reward and give players the opportunity who play a lot to have a little bit of leeway, you know. So
right. And we've seen, you know, we've probably had, I don't know what, there's probably been 100 players hit the Flight Flex so far.
Has it been that many?
80?
I'm surprised. Hang on, get
So,
the numbers. Let's see.
50, what do you say? 60% of them blow through the Flight Flex.
Oh yeah.
And then 40% of them go back and they're in their division they're supposed to be in.
We're at about, we're right at 50 some, actually like 55.
So if you pull up real data on the live, I love it.
Yeah, exactly. And 2, 4, well, I haven't updated this week's to get everything exactly correct, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We got 11 players currently in it. So, you know, it's a small aspect. It's a small number, but again, it's a lot of rotation, you know, like we've said, like 50 players in and out only through May. And again, as we looked back through history, this is when promotions start rolling through the door. This is when players start getting better.
What I think
this is when we're going to start seeing exactly
what I thought was interesting. And, you know, I keep seeing Eric backstage. We never know. We may just bring him back on at some point and ask him. But where PDI comes into it in the future as well is, you know, we had about 30 to 35 really late promotions last year.
Yeah.
From people that played a lot. And so what was interesting was, you know, especially we tracked the ones that went from 3 to 2 because it was the same tee. They're playing the same golf course they would. Their scores they shoot in 2 are very comparable to their scores they shoot in 3 because for the same distance. Same as 5 to 4. And we tracked all of those players last year to look to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And there would have been no difference at all. No difference at all. And if we'd have left those players in the division to finish the season, 0. And so, you know, this is where the season-long Flight Flex, the frequent player provisions, and this is where it gets interesting when you talk about handicapping. What I think is interesting about golf and handicapping, and, you know, I'm not trying to certainly hate on anything that the USGA's built, but, you know, you play golf outdoors, you know, and you get a bounce here, you can get hot with a putter. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a better golfer. It just means you got hot with a putter in a tournament where someone else might not have. And so being able to look at some of the things like over time, and obviously, like you say all the time, there's a spot where the rubber band breaks, which is why, you know, we tell people the Flight Flex is a gray zone. If you're in Division 2 and you enter the Flight Flex and we look at your GIN and it's a plus 0.5, you're probably not going to get it.
No. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, the guy that's a 5 handicap that's played well for 3 weeks and he goes to 3.4, you know, we're not going to put him into a division that he's not ready to move him back 300 yards where he can't. Like, it doesn't make sense.
And another aspect of that, like you're bringing up GIN, right? You look at other data. Has that player been well under their GIN forever?
Forever, right?
And their numbers are their numbers. And you go back and look a year later, 2 years later, it's like, what's the same?
Right.
That's where the data comes in, where when we talk about using all available data, all of a sudden, if you were a 7 and 8, or, you know, use the 3 example, right? You're a 3 or a 4, and you've been a 3 and 4. We go look back as far as we can. We pull all your competition scores for as far back as we can go. And then all of a sudden, you're a 1, you're a 2, you're a 0. You've thrown together that first plus round. That's also, and you're doing it in APT as well. That's a big indicator as well. We're not just, a lot of folks, a lot of the feedback that we do get is like, well, their GIN is X. And it's like, yeah, their GIN has been X since they joined the 2 or 4 years ago, and they've been playing in that division. And that's why we say in the manual,
I'll say this about GIN. Like, I run a handicap club, so I'm handicap certified through the USGA. We run a GIN E club. But the problem with GIN is a couple-fold. Number one, you don't have to attest a score. And you see this all the time. And I know there's going to be like the GIN loyalists in the chat. I can't believe you said that. No, I'll say it. I mean, we literally had a guy in St. Louis that posted his 4-man team scramble to his GIN.
Yes.
His GIN was like 110, 105, 103, 101, 68. And nobody changed it.
Oh, jeez.
Like, come on, guys. And so you look at it from the standpoint. And so when we look at stuff, I think when they say all available data, the average person doesn't realize what you mean when you say all available data. I've sat in on the handicap meetings. Sometimes I want to record those, but I only want to record them if like y'all don't know I'm recording it, so people can hear like the real conversations and looking at it. Because you look at some of those things and some of those factors and like things that you look at when the GIN conversation, we deal with this all the time. And somebody complains about the GIN and we look and go, oh, that's interesting. Their last 6 tournament scores they shot with us, they aren't in their GIN. And they're all way higher than what is in there.
Right.
The index. You know what I mean? And then there's the other way where, you go look at their GIN and they're a 6 with us and they're a 14 in GIN. And you're like, oh, you're registered for the World AM. Got it.
Who's going to be my member guest partner this year?
Right. Like it's member guest season. So we could sell those as a service. It would be awesome. We'll give you the APT's top 7 ranked member guest partners for 2026. That would be an awesome episode. There'd be some really angry people, but it would be really funny to call them out like that. And you and I are both thinking of a name right now.
Oh, yes, we are. That would be good. Hey, that's how we get him
out of the great state of Tennessee. Good thing Jody's not on the call.
Jody would probably be like,
"Yep, no, it's quite interesting." But I think from the perspective, like Zach had a good question in the chat. He goes, "What happens if you touch?" There's a lot of gray area there when it gets to there. We're trying to just be proactive of allowing people to stay in a division where they're competitive for as long as possible. So a couple of things. It's number one, we've decided that player of the year matters.
Yep.
And if player of the year matters, then staying in your division as long as possible matters. Now, keep in mind, there's a rubber band to that. And so one of the rubber bands is, and I will tell you, if you're on the edge, don't have a GIN that's 5 below or 4 below your division. Like, or if you have a vanity GIN and you hit Flight Flex,
well, or
probably not going to get the same grace as the person who's posting all of their scores.
Or if your GIN is that much lower and it is legitimate and you're posting all that stuff, expect it.
Yes, correct. So the goal of the Flight Flex is to allow players that are getting better throughout the season to have their shot to finish off a great run. It's not to help the people trying to manipulate the system.
Right.
And so the people that are bouncing back and forth every year aren't getting Flight Flex. No. So one of the rules, if you relegate, you're not getting Flight Flex. You know,
that is the number one exception.
Number one exception. But we get back to player of the year matters, right? We care about that. We want promotions to happen, but we want promotions to happen in a way that we can celebrate it as an accomplishment instead of a punishment.
Yep.
Now, for those of you that have like, I played 2 times and got promoted. Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Well, if you're not validated, you get to move.
Well, and I actually had something come in just now, it was a perspective or somebody coming up this weekend. It's like, well, you can't really tell somebody it's based off of one or two scores. And I was like, I get that. But what we have heard from the membership very loud and very clearly is we all understand that happens. We're just not going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you
right?
got to play to get the benefit.
When you come out and you shoot that 6 in Division III in your first out, I know it's mathematically possible. I don't think you fudged your numbers. It's not an accusatory thing. It is like, listen, you had your good day. You won an event, which is generally what's going to happen when you go below the division line, but you're going to have to move and see and figure it out, because we're just not going to do the benefit. You don't have any credibility at that point with us. It's not meant as a harmful thing, or we don't think anything negative about those players. It's just,
or membership based.
Yeah.
And so, part of the reason our net games work is we handicap players that aren't validated. They don't have as much data to give us comfort in what they are. And then you got, Rich's members in Arizona that are validated and, career it and shoot crazy rounds, which congratulations. But when you've played 50 some rounds with us and you put up a stupid number, okay. Congratulations. When you've played one round with us and do that, I'm going to want to know what you didn't tell us at the beginning.
it's what didn't you say, but
right.
Again, like we've all talked about, yes, you beat your handicap 1 in 5 rounds for 1 in 6 rounds, right? So if you're an 8 or if you're a 9, and you beat it by 1, you beat it by 2 shots, which is like 1 in 25 or whatever. Yeah, that's mathematically going to happen. So and we'll move you back quickly. 2 rounds. That's all it takes.
Correct. And I think the other thing to talk about is we have these frequent player provisions at 10 rounds, at 15 rounds, at 20 rounds. The more you play in a season, the more flexibility you get. Now, I will say if you have to use those tier 2 or tier 3, which is at 15 and 20 rounds, and use, some of the bigger protections that we have, you're getting promoted.
Yes.
It's just delayed until the North American Championship.
Yeah.
And you can blow through those. Like if you're in Division III and don't think it's going to be okay to become a 6 and stay in Division III. It's not like that, but if you blow through it to that point, unfortunately you've just done something crazy, and welcome to Division II.
That rubber band broke.
The rubber band broke. As Rodney says, how stretchy is that band?
Depends.
It depends. The biggest thing is what I think is interesting, and for the large part, I've been out of competition committee stuff for about a year. You've been running all of it. And so I want to brag on you guys for a minute. I want to brag on your team that stepped in your absence.
100%.
Like, our tour is the fairest place to play amateur golf in the world. I would die on that hill. I'll argue anybody that point. Probably people would get offended with the facts that I would give out on some of those. But part of the reason in this flight flex, the players see it, his index went to 13.4 and they didn't get moved. Why? But part of the other flip side of that you guys have done such a good job is that person that's sitting in flight flex is under the microscope of the entire committee, and they're going through and we're looking for every little thing we can find. You know what I mean? If you're in flight flex, you better believe you've been Googled.
Yes.
In the golf world, we're looking to see if you played any of the major tours. We're looking if you've won any city tournaments. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen where a Division II player is going to show up and win the national championship to find out a week later that they shot 65 at their club championship the week before. That's not going to happen on the APT. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as long as that is Googleable, if somehow your club didn't post that,
right?
But that's the beauty of those rounds; they get posted.
So, I might take one direct shot. My bad. It was unnamed.
Oh God! But no, man, it's been an interesting thing because again, we're starting like every year this time comes around, or historically as this time of year has come around, you get the questions from the players that are impacted. They're like, man, I mean, I shot those 2 rounds. And now it's the flip side. We're starting to get questions from the other players going, why is Bob still around? Why is Joe still around? What's going on? And it's like, guys, do our favorite thing. Go to the website, pull up the members manual, and read.
But the point is the reason we're doing it this way is, number one, the data shows that there's not a competitive advantage.
Right.
Number two, especially with a lot of these guys in Flight Flex, what I think is interesting. So I'll bring up an example. I'll pick on my St. Louis people. So Samay last year. Most of you guys know Samay. Everybody loves Samay. She's super awesome. She plays about 70 tournament rounds a year.
Yeah.
Or 55, or it's a dumb number. And so she goes to St. Clair last year, which is our tournament in August. It's the tournament. There's 2 tournaments before our local finals.
Mm-hmm.
And she shoots like a 74 in D3.
Yep.
And it gets her bumps. Like she goes to 8.2, I think, because I think there was a 0.2 Flight Flex last year.
Yeah, I think part of hers was like, that's why we went to as much as a half a shot.
Right.
And even
But
shot.
here's what's interesting about that. And all those rounds she had played, what I want people to understand that might be like, I don't understand how this works. I don't really like how this works. I don't get it. When somebody's playing 55 tournament rounds a year, 20 rounds for her was literally August 4th to like June 15th. And so you look at the average APT member that plays 10 rounds a year.
Mm-hmm.
Their 10 rounds have a couple rounds in October, November, February, March, where they're not playing well. It's off season. You know what I mean? And so when they play, if you look at just their June to August rounds, it's no different than anybody else. The only different for these players, and this is why the frequent player provisions comes in, is you go more because the rounds also shrink.
Yeah.
The distance between rounds shrink, and they're all in the spot where everybody's playing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they have 15 of those and you have 3.
Yep.
So that's the difference. And so if you look at it from that standpoint, it makes a ton of sense. And you ran like Samay, for example, I ran her handicap because remember when we were testing?
Yeah, we were testing
her handicap for the entire season. So we just said, hey, let's just run every round she shot for the entire season. Her handicap was like a 10.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But she hit 8.1 and got moved to Division 2.
To clarify what that means, so again, we have it's a 50% rule, right? So if you have a full APT index, you have 20 scores. We take your best 10, right?
Yeah.
So a player like her, she would take, like, if it was 50, we'd take 25 scores. If it was 60, we'd take 30. So we just would take their upper half of scores, run the average, and see what it looked like. And that was another, the other player that comes to mind on that was Will Houston, where he was down to like, he would have been really close to that. He was one why we went to the full stroke.
Right.
So the full handicap review.
And Nick Krause was another one.
Yeah, his index got down to like a 7.8 or something. But then when you looked at his entire year, he had played 46 events and his index was like a 9.1.
Right.
So it's like, yes, he got hot recently, but his ability looking at –
if you group him in players of similar skill level, which is what the goal of a flighted stroke play amateur tour is, he clearly fits in the one he had been playing in all season. And, and certainly not to a point where he shouldn't have an ability to try to compete for player of the year. And so one of those things is you're playing and continuing to play more and more on the APT. We want you to have your shot. Like, people are going to get better, and we want you to work hard to get better, but work hard in getting better, knowing that as you're playing, you're going to have your shot at player of the year.
Yep.
Obviously, there are exceptions to that. We are going to protect the field, plus handicaps in Division 2. Not going to happen.
4 handicap in Division
4
3.
handicap in Division 3, not going to happen. You know what I mean? But we want you to get your shot and then have a promotion that's accomplished. Right. You know what I mean? And you feel good about it and to go take on the next level.
Right. And the other big thing to talk about that is, some of the names that are on here, is the forward tee situation, right? That is another big thing, right? If you relegated in the past, if you're playing the forward tee, we're just not going to give that leeway because there's a very it's perception. It's also leverage.
You have your. We've already given you one. We're not giving you two.
Right.
The open tee guys get a different. The forward tee guys need in a lot of, and we're trying to turn it into. And I think a lot of our guys have gotten that. We're looking at some great 60 plus guys winning. National events playing the open tee.
Yes.
Paul Hess has been really, really competitive. John Wayne Parrish at PGA National. So he's been knocking on the door for so long. I'm so stinking proud of him. Like I had to leave. We were going to.
Oh, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. Go.
I left Sunday night and I'm watching the leaderboard and like, it's kind of weird owning the thing because sometimes, you don't root for anybody, but then you root for everybody at the same time. And you see when somebody's working so hard for something and they're such a good guy. It's just it was like, I couldn't help but pull for him the last day. And the guys chased him. Rocky is one of my favorite people on tour. Mike Vaughter is another guy that's well deserving to get a win. Like it was a great field of great guys. But I love to see John Wayne get his first, especially playing the open tees in D2. And so it's just been interesting. I mean, Chris Yugi that's on tonight's another one that's really good in D4 playing the open tee. So 60 plus guys, like from a handicap perspective, it helps you to play the open tee. You should not take the forward tee or apply for the forward tee. It's not a take, it's an apply. You should not apply for the forward tee unless you really need it.
Right.
Because you lose some of the benefit of the flight flex and the frequent player provisions. Like, we'll help you be competitive longer, but you also give up the ability to, the flight flex at the end of the year. It balances it out and brings it in. So, and I think so far it's worked pretty stinking well. I think for 5,800 active members, we've got 5 in frequent player provision right now. 5 maybe. So.
I put anybody that touched it, which was 5.
So Rodney asked you a great question. I'll let you answer this in the chat. Posting your score on GIN with APT, what's the way because of the yardage? You're going to the GIN app to figure it out.
I am so wanting to say it. We're going straight to the GIN.
We're going straight to the GIN.
Okay. So, got your app.
Yep.
Right.
There you go.
Everybody knows the app. When you hit
post in D1, look at you.
All right. I know. Let's remember guest season. Sorry. Okay. The only way to do this is with total score. But you go to
score. Yep, just keep it up close.
There we go. Keep it up and it'll do it. Okay. So there's this thing right here, the T's right there. You click on it, scroll all the way down, and it says manually input course rating and slope. And that's how you do it. The only downside to this is it doesn't automatically calculate equitable stroke. So you kind of have to know, if you made anything above a double bogey,
right?
You need to manually adjust that. But that's how you fix it. You go to the tournament information page. The graphics should be up. If they're not, ask your local chapter owner at the end of the round, or just send me an email. I can.
Yeah, we're happy to fire you the T's over and give you the rating and stuff.
That's the way to do it. A lot of times people do, they're like, well, I was on the whites most of the days. And again, as people, it's not exact, but people will say, well, it's better that you posted it than you didn't. So,
right.
But no, that's how you make the manual adjustments. Everything that we do in post, or everything that we do post when we post those adjusted ratings and slopes is via the Appendix G of the wonderful handicapping manual. So
yes, that you and I now know very, very well.
Yes, we do. We're
having fun with it. But so a couple things want to bring back for people who are just tuning in. We'll have a winner of the PDI for the national or the North American Championship. We'll have that announced. PDI is offering a new thing. I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, what a great little perk to do four self-assessments in your range between now and July 8th, have a chance to win $2,500 in custom clubs. And I would tell you, I would absolutely get on a plane to LaGuardia and drive up there. I would absolutely do it. Or even the White Plains, it's like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
The drive's not bad from LaGuardia, I'll be honest. It was not bad.
Really?
It was much better than I thought it would be.
Huh.
So, well, New York has all these like, I forget what they call them, parkways. That like you go under these bridges that are like, I don't know if we could take like our truck under it. I mean, if you're in a car,
oh no,
you know what I mean? So there's no semi traffic. It's really not bad.
Yeah, that was always the fun thing that happened every year when I was at UPS is there inevitably would be somebody that would try to go through one of the tunnels. We'd have an outside carrier service and it would be like, you ever been to New York? Nope. Oh, well, you're not going. You got to go somewhere else because
yes, it gets a little confusing, but it really wasn't bad. It was about an hour from LaGuardia. It's about 35 minutes from White Plains. But a cool facility. Once again, they carry all the top brands. I know, they're big with Cowboy, big with Titleist. So you can get anything you would like there. So I got the phone ringing. I know. So Mom is here now, so we're good.
Hey, there we go.
So she was watching driving back, and I think she saw the face when she hit her head on the thing. I was like, poor girl.
I mean,
bad.
Oh yeah. See, there we go. We got our local New Yorkers being like, no, there's no trucks on those parkways. No.
There we go. Thanks, Mel. But anyways, we got a minute for questions. I know we went a little long, but we'll be back Thursday nights.
I know.
Next
back
Thursday,
to normal.
We'll be live from Annbriar. 210 players, y'all. 210 in Annbriar next weekend.
Wow.
So we got 110, I think, so far at Gateway for Monday, 60 for the Folds of Honor Friday at Annbriar. It's going to be one heck of a weekend in St. Louis, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's good. And then upcoming after that is the freaking wonderful Ozarks Big Cedar.
So it's going to be fun here.
There we go. Thing in filters.
I was just waiting for Dens. I was just waiting for it.
See, but then you have situations like that where you're like, this is why the forward tee exists, folks.
Right. It's not for Dens because he hits it too far.
No.
Sorry, Chris.
It's not for Buzz. Well, Buzz isn't that old, but
Buzz isn't that old either. Buzz hits it farther than I do. He can move it out there. So it's fun playing with Buzz. He's got the music grooving, and we had a good time out at Black Desert. So
man,
good
times. Good times. Good times.
But anyways, so if there's nothing else, we'll be back next week.
Been good to be back. And
real quick, I did say we'd cover NAC rotation.
Oh yeah. So, where's the graphic?
I know. Chris is off tonight. So everybody's Zach wants, does every major get a head cover? Not every major gets a head cover, but we have been doing them more frequently because we found a head cover company that does some really awesome work. So,
and people are
and people are like, the PGA National was cool. I don't know which one's my favorite of the last three. The one in St. Louis probably is going to trump all of them.
Well, right, because you got the hometown flavor.
I know, but I don't know, dude. Bedford was really good. The Cinco de Mayo one was legit. Like I wasn't like, I saw the proof. Like Jersey did the whole design on.
Nice.
I did the Bedford one. Jersey did the Cinco de Mayo, and I was like, oh yeah, we can do that. Day of the Dead. That's kind of cool. And then I saw it, and I was like,
oh dude, right?
It's legit. And PGA National was super cool too.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, they've been really good. Shout out to my boy Kyle at CMC Design. We've been using them for a lot of stuff. They've been absolutely phenomenal to work with. But they're based out in Scottsdale, so you'll see them more around the. If you're excited about championship swag, the championship swag is going to be legitimate. And then the best part is because they're in Scottsdale, we're not going to have to trailer most of it across the country.
No.
Just we're going to send it to their office and tell them to deliver it for us.
There's no shipping. Just deliver it to the office.
Just deliver it to the office. So it's been fun. But anyways, NAC rotation. The thing everybody has to understand, Saturday and Sunday, all rounds are going to be played at
Yes.
Wichita. So half of you are going to play Choi on Saturday, half of you are going to play Saguaro on Saturday, and then you're going to flip. Everybody's going to be at Weekapaw on Saturday and Sunday. And then Friday, opening day, Division I is at Papago, home of the Arizona State Wildcat golf team.
No, that's the Sun Devil.
Sun Devil, Wildcat. Oh, Rich going to kill me. I'm sorry. We were talking about Arizona Wildcats earlier with Eric.
It's okay.
So sorry, Rich. Please do not say anything. The Sun Devils, their basketball team's not as good as Arizona
No, but hey,
or Illinois.
They got their mid-major guy getting
I'm
promoted.
definitely getting Rich fired up right now. He's like, I'm going to kill him. Arizona State, the Sun Devils at Papago. Division II is going to be at Lookout Mountain. It's got some of the prettiest holes anywhere in Phoenix. Great spot. Division III is honestly might be my favorite course of all of the day one, and that's Aguila. It's a muni, but it's really good. It's really fun to play. It's a great track. Division IV is at Los Sendas, which is a great place. We were out there before the Greyhawk Major. And then Division V is going to be with the D1 guys at Papago, which will be a lot of fun. There's the wow from Rich in the comments.
Now, one of the questions that we have been getting, and we've been trying to figure it out exactly, and it's going to be a little dependent on registrations, which is the Michigan Fighting Illini.
That's fair.
The Illinois Wolverines.
Illinois Wolverines.
Oh, man. No, but the super senior guys and gals, we've been working on that, trying to get them
some things for the senior championship. So it's going to be good because senior championships at this little place called Greyhawk that hosted a PJ Tour event, hosted the NCAA finals.
Yep.
It's pretty good. Barstool Classic last year. And Eagle Mountain, which is Baby Troon.
Yep.
I love Eagle Mountain.
It's going to be a good week. And, of course, my golf club back in California, I was all excited because we were going to do our club championship in July and move it from September. And then I got word that it's back in September. I'm like, dang it.
Hey, well, you're stuck with us, buddy. We'll have the
Arizona
Champions Dinner on Friday night for North American Champions, National Players of the Year. Working on a Mexican theme. It's going to be really good.
Wait. What?
Champions Dinner.
I know.
Why is that a wow? We're in Arizona.
It was de facto, Brazilian steakhouse.
We've got some good contacts for some Mexican food in Scottsdale.
Yes. There's some really good places too. Thanks to the Sun Devil. God, it's gonna
the resident Sun Devil. I didn't do it, Rich. I didn't do it.
I did that one on purpose, but I'm just saying.
So,
jeez.
Funny. But it's going to be a great week. We're talking about a par 3 shootout. Rich has been working on that. And
nice.
So if you're coming in for the week, plan on being there for Wednesday. Champions Dinner is going to be Friday night, I believe, Chris.
Okay.
So Friday night, we'll get information out on that. Invites are about ready to go out. They're in
production
press as we go. So we're excited about that. So for those of you that are going to earn the priority exemption, look for an invite in the mail. We're excited about that. Those will go out in about a month.
Yeah.
So we'll get those going. I know it's crazy that we're already at that point in the season. So, and then we'll start talking about 2027, which has got some awesome venues on it.
Dude, we were talking
legit too. So,
I finally started hearing some stuff and I was like, wait, what? We're going where? Oh, okay. We're doing what? Oh, okay. Yep.
It's going to be a good year. Let's put it that way.
Yep. Every year's a good year, but it'll be
absolutely.
All right.
There will be no shortage of great golf.
Yep.
So.
Yep. All right.
I was trying to get Collins to come say goodbye to everybody.
Wave goodbye.
Yeah. She tell everybody night. But anyways, until next Thursday, we'll be on site at Ambrier in St. Louis and play well this weekend. There's a ton of tournaments. And if you have any questions about handicaps, rules, anything, handicaps@aptgolf.org. and we'll be happy to help. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon. I probably should have cued the outro video.
The
The problem is I already used that one, so just keep going. You're doing so good.
We're almost to 30 seconds.
Do.